Life is very important. When you are alive, you can do many things, but when you are gone, life goes on without you. But somehow, some people are already gone when they're alive. That is the situation some people have found themselves. When you're in an abusive relationship, you definitely need resurrection because you're already gone. So we are looking at what to do when you are in an abusive relationship. A comprehensive guide written from the experience of those who have survived. Introduction: why this guide matters. Love was never meant to be a battlefield. It was designed to be a shelter, warm, dignifying, nurturing, and safe. But for many people, love becomes a cage. A place where fear hides behind forced smiles, where suffering is covered with makeup, nice suits, and excuses, and where silence becomes a daily survival strategy. This guide is from the experience of those who have survived, speaking to you. A survivor speaking to someone who might still be enduring. Speaking to someone who may not have the words to describe what they are facing. Voice of truth speaking into the silence. If you have not subscribed to our channel, please do so. It may seem small, but your engagement helps us keep these life-saving teachings alive. Comment, share, and like. Someone you know may be suffering silently, and your share could be the bridge to their freedom. This is not just a teaching. This is a lifeline, a gentle but firm guide to help someone recognize abuse, plan for safety, find help, break free, and heal. You're not watching this by accident. Firstly, what abuse really looks like. Abuse is rarely obvious at first. It doesn't start with a slap. It starts with subtle control, emotional manipulation, and slow erosion of confidence. What abuse truly is. Abuse is not a relationship problem. It is not caused by you. It is not stress, anger, or just how men or women behave. Abuse is a choice, a calculated pattern of behaviors used to control, degrade, intimidate, or dominate another person. Abuse can be physical, emotional, psychological, sexual, financial, spiritual. It may be loud and violent or quiet and confusing, but the result is the same. Your freedom, dignity, and identity begin to shrink. 1. Physical abuse. Many think abuse is only real when someone is hit, but physical abuse covers a wide range of actions meant to cause fear or physical harm. This can include slapping, kicking, punching, choking, or restraining, throwing objects, blocking doors or exits, destroying your belongings, forcing you into unsafe situations, threatening physical harm. Warning signs. You feel tense and afraid when they enter the room. You hide bruises or make excuses. I fell, it was my fault, it was an accident. You avoid doing things you enjoy so you won't trigger them. Physical abuse never stays the same. It escalates, slowly or suddenly. 2. Emotional and psychological abuse. This is the most common and the most easily overlooked form of abuse. The bruises are on the heart, not the skin. They are invisible, but they ache every day. Emotional abuse includes constant criticism, humiliating or mocking you, silent treatment or emotional withdrawal, gaslighting, making you doubt your own reality, blaming you for their actions, manipulating your emotions, controlling who you talk to, what you wear, or how you think. Emotional abuse destroys your sense of self. You stop trusting your judgment. You begin apologizing for things you didn't do. You feel confused most of the time. You begin to believe you are the problem. Emotional abuse is powerful because it makes you question your worth. And once that happens, the abuser gains more control. 3. Financial abuse. Leaving becomes almost impossible when your finances are controlled, monitored, or taken. This may include taking your salary or business earnings, preventing you from working, sabotaging your job opportunities, giving you allowances like a child, demanding account passwords, forcing you to justify every transaction, running up debts in your name. Financial abuse creates dependence, and dependence creates captivity. 4. Spiritual abuse. As someone who grew up in church, this one hits deeply. Spiritual abuse is when faith, scripture, or authority is twisted to justify control or silence. Examples include, God hates divorce. You must stay no matter what. You must submit even if he hurts you. If you were more prayerful, this wouldn't happen. Using scripture to shame you. Using religious titles to silence you. Spiritual abuse is particularly dangerous because it manipulates your conscience and your relationship with God. Let me say this clearly as a counselor and a Christian. God does not endorse abuse. God does not ask you to be silent. God does not require you to remain in danger. Inasmuch as you need to save your marriage, you must save your life first. It's only someone who is alive that can save marriage. Once you are gone, life goes on. 5. Sexual abuse. Often hidden and painful to talk about. Sexual abuse in relationships includes forcing sexual acts, ignoring your boundaries, using sex as punishment or reward, pressuring you when you say no, disrespecting your body, faking fasting to reject sex, faking tiredness to reject sex, recognizing abuse in your own life. Many survivors ask, am I overreacting? Maybe it's my fault. Maybe I'm too sensitive. These thoughts are common because abusers often convince you that you're the problem. Ask yourself, do I feel safe in this relationship? Do I walk on eggshells around my partner? Am I afraid of their reactions? Have I lost confidence or joy? Do I hide things from friends or family to protect my partner's image? Do I feel trapped, suffocated, or controlled? If even one answer is yes, something is wrong. If several answers are yes, you may be experiencing abuse, even if there are no physical marks. Abuse is not only what is done to you, it is also what it steals from you. Number 2, understanding the cycle of abuse. Abuse follows a cycle, a psychological trap designed to confuse you, weaken your resistance, and make you feel responsible for the abuser's behavior. Knowing this cycle is one of the most powerful keys to freedom, because once you see the pattern, you realize the truth. It's not getting better, it's repeating itself. Stage 1, tension building. Everything begins with subtle tension, like dark clouds gathering before a storm. The abuser becomes irritable, moody, quiet, or restless. You start noticing signs. Their voice changes. Their steps grow heavier. They become easily annoyed. Their jealousy increases. Their controlling behaviors intensify. You begin adjusting yourself to keep the peace. Avoid topics that will upset them. Keep your voice soft. Walk carefully. Anticipate their needs. Hide your phone. Change your plans. Your whole body becomes trained to detect danger before it happens. This hypervigilance drains your mind and spirit. The second stage is explosion. This is the moment you fear, the moment you try every day to avoid. The explosion can be physical violence, yelling or verbal assault, sexual force or coercion, emotional humiliation, destruction of property, threats to harm you or themselves, refusing you of progressive project, for example, furthering your education, buying car, building house. This is when your survival instincts kick in. You either freeze, flee, or submit. Your only goal is to make it through. After every explosion, you feel broken, terrified, and helpless. Stage 3, honeymoon phase. This is the most deceptive stage, the one that keeps victims trapped the longest. Suddenly, the abuser becomes gentle, apologetic, loving, vulnerable, remorseful. They may say, "I'm so sorry. I don't know what came over me. I promise it will never happen again. It's because I love you too much. If you didn't stress me, I wouldn't react this way. Let's start afresh." They may buy gifts, cook for you, cry, or pray with you. They will do whatever it takes to create hope in you again. This is psychological reinforcement, reward after punishment, and hope becomes your prison. Stage 4, the calm. For a while, things return to normal. You breathe a little easier. You start thinking, maybe we were just going through something. Maybe he really means it this time. Maybe our love can heal this. But the calm is temporary. Slowly, the tension starts to return, and the cycle begins again. Every rotation of this cycle weakens your sense of reality, your confidence, and your ability to break free. The cycle is not accidental. It is the structure of control. Number 3, creating a safety plan. Leaving an abusive relationship is not as simple as packing a bag and walking away. In fact, the most dangerous time for a victim is when they attempt to leave. That is why a safety plan is essential. A safety plan is a personalized, practical strategy for protecting yourself, whether you are staying, planning to leave, or have already left. I urge you, plan wisely, plan quietly, plan early. Here's how. 1. Identify safe places. Think of people and locations you trust. A friend or relative who understands. A trusted neighbor. A church member with integrity. A shelter. A counselor's office. A safe public place. Let at least one person know what you are experiencing. Isolation is the abuser's strongest weapon. 2. Prepare an emergency bag. This could be a small bag hidden somewhere your abuser cannot find. It should contain identification, ID cards, passport, voter's card, birth certificates, yours and your children's, cash or ATM card, medications, spare phone or SIM card, a small notebook with important numbers, change of clothes, extra keys, evidence of abuse, photos, messages, recordings. Do not leave this bag where it can be discovered. It could provoke more violence. 3. Secure important documents digitally. Take photos of bank statements, legal documents, insurance papers, lease or house agreements, threatening messages, medical reports. Email them to yourself or store them in a secure cloud folder not linked to shared devices. 4. Digital and tech safety. Abusers often spy on phones, social media, or bank apps. Protect yourself by using incognito mode when searching for help, changing all passwords, turning off location tracking, logging out of shared accounts, removing shared devices from Bluetooth lists, using a friend's phone when necessary. Never research escape plans on a device the abuser monitors. 5. Create an escape strategy. Plan the when, how, and where of leaving. When is the abuser least alert? When do they leave the house? Do you have transportation? Who can pick you up? What route is safest? Where will you sleep? If you have children, plan how you will leave with them safely. Practice the plan in your mind, quietly and repeatedly. 6. Establish a code word. Choose a simple phrase that tells someone you are in danger without alerting the abuser. For examples, I need the recipe. Have you seen my yellow file? Is the green shirt ready? Share this phrase with a trusted friend or relative. 7. Avoid confrontation when leaving. Never tell an abuser, I'm leaving you. We're done. I'm packing my things. This can trigger violence. Your safety is more important than closure or explanation. Number 4, reaching out for help. One of the most painful things about abuse is how alone you feel. Abusers isolate you, emotionally, socially, spiritually, until you feel like no one will understand or believe you. But help exists. People care. You are not a burden. 1. Tell someone you trust. Share what you're going through with. A trusted close friend, a trusted sibling, a trusted neighbor, a pastor, a counselor, a mentor. You don't have to tell everything at once. Even saying, I don't feel safe at home, is a powerful first step. 2. Contact professional support. Depending on your location, help may include domestic violence hotlines, women's shelters, trauma counselors, social welfare agencies, legal aid organizations, police in emergencies. These services are confidential. Many operate 24/7. 3. If you're a person of faith, find leaders who understand trauma and justice, not leaders who only preach silence and endurance. A spiritual leader should validate your pain, prioritize your safety, pray with you, connect you to resources, never pressure you to return to abuse. God's will is never for you to remain in danger. Number 5, know that leaving is a process. People on the outside often ask, why doesn't she just leave? They don't understand that leaving an abusive relationship is emotionally, financially, mentally, and physically complicated. Leaving is not a moment. Leaving is a journey. It requires strength, planning, support, and a kind of courage that most people will never understand unless they've lived it. Here are the real reasons many victims stay longer than they want to. 1. Emotional bonding and trauma. Abusers are not abusive all the time. There are moments of affection, apologies, closeness, or intimacy. These soft periods confuse the victim and create trauma bonds. Emotional ties rooted in fear and relief rather than genuine love. Your brain literally becomes conditioned to crave the calm after the storm. This does not make you weak. It makes you human. 2. Fear of retaliation. Many victims stay because they fear being harmed, being killed, losing their children, being stalked, being publicly shamed, being reported to the authorities, being blackmailed. These fears are real. They are not imagined. They are not exaggerated. 3. Financial dependency. If the abuser controls the money, documents, or resources, leaving feels impossible. How will I feed my children? Where will I live? How will I survive? These are legitimate concerns, not excuses. 4. Love and hope. Many victims love the version of the partner they met in the beginning. The charming, attentive, spiritual, generous person who swept them off their feet. So they hold on to hope. Maybe that person will come back. Maybe things will change. Maybe counseling will work this time. Hope is powerful, but hope without action can become a trap. 5. Fear of judgment. Families, friends, and religious communities sometimes pressure victims to stay, saying things like, "Marriage is about endurance. Don't break your home. Don't shame the family. You must submit." These statements are deadly. They keep people locked in danger. 6. Children. Many parents stay because of their children, thinking, "I don't want them to grow up without a father. I don't want to uproot their lives." But research shows that children living in abusive homes are more anxious, more fearful, more withdrawn, more likely to be abused, more likely to become abusers or victims later in life. Leaving is often the greatest gift you can give your children. When you finally decide to leave, leaving doesn't always look heroic. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes it's messy. Sometimes you leave emotionally before you leave physically. Here are steps to take when the time comes. A. Seek legal protection. Depending on your country or region, you may be able to file a restraining order, a protection order, police reports, child custody applications. Talk to a legal aid organization if possible. B. Relocate safely. This may involve staying with trusted relatives, checking into a shelter, renting a temporary room, moving to another city or town, changing your routine. Safety must come first, before explanations, before closure, before anything else. C. Cut off communication. Abusers often attempt to pull victims back with apologies, cries, threats, guilt trips, promises of change, manipulative religion, financial offers. You are under no obligation to respond. Block their number. Change your SIM card. Restrict social media. Inform trusted contacts not to relay messages. Your life and peace is more important than their comfort. D. Prepare for mixed emotions. Leaving brings relief, but it also brings grief. You may feel confused, guilty, lonely, afraid, angry, hopeful, overwhelmed. This is normal. Healing is not linear, but every single day outside abuse is a victory. Number 6. Begin the healing journey. Escaping abuse is only the beginning. Healing is the long, tender, sacred journey that follows. Some people think healing means forgetting the past, but healing actually means reclaiming your identity, rebuilding your confidence, and learning to live free again. Here's what you need to know. You will not heal by accident. You heal intentionally, gradually, gently, and bravely. 1. Therapy or trauma-informed counseling. Trauma changes your brain and body. It affects your memory, appetite, sleep, emotions, and decision-making. Talking to a professional can help you process the abuse, rebuild your self-worth, understand trauma bonding, learn healthy boundaries, recover emotionally and mentally. Therapy is not a sign of weakness. It is a declaration of strength. 2. Support groups. Connecting with other survivors is powerful. It reminds you, I'm not crazy. I'm not alone. Others understand. There is hope. Listening to the stories of others helps you process your own. 3. Spiritual healing. If you are a person of faith, reconnecting with God after abuse can be deeply healing. Abuse often distorts your view of God because Scripture may have been misused against you. Healing spiritually may include prayer, worship, meditation, reading healing scriptures, sitting under a compassionate pastor, serving in community, rediscovering your purpose. God is not the author of your pain. He is the healer of your wounds. 4. Rebuilding community. Abuse isolates you, so healing requires reconnecting with healthy, supportive people. You may rebuild community through church, small groups, friends, mentors, family members you trust, safe online communities. Human connection is part of healing. 5. Self-care and self-rediscovery. Healing also involves rediscovering who you are outside the relationship. Ask yourself, what do I love? What makes me smile? What hobbies did I abandon? What dreams did I put on hold? What do I feel happy doing? Start small. Journaling, exercising, traveling, dancing, starting a new job or business, joining a class, reading, reconnecting with old friends. Little by little, you reclaim your identity. 6. Expect the healing journey to be non-linear. You may wake up strong one day and overwhelmed the next. You may miss the abuser even after they hurt you. This does not mean you made a mistake. It means you are healing. Be patient with yourself. Number 7. If you're a friend or family member of a victim, supporting someone in an abusive relationship is emotionally demanding and often painful. You may feel helpless watching someone you love suffer. Here's how to support them in a healthy, effective way. 1. Listen without judgment. Instead of saying, "Why didn't you leave? How can you stay with someone like that?" Say, "I'm here for you. You didn't deserve this. You are not to blame." Victims carry enough shame already. 2. Offer practical help. Support them by providing a safe place to stay, assisting with transportation, helping with finances if possible, offering childcare, going with them to appointments, connecting them to resources. Small acts can save a life. 3. Don't pressure them to leave. Leaving before they're ready can endanger them. Instead, say, "When you're ready, I'll support you. You're not alone. You deserve to feel safe." Their pace is important. 4. Believe them. The biggest gift you can give is belief. Abusers often seem charming to outsiders, so victims fear no one will take them seriously. Your compassion may be the turning point in their journey. 5. Check in regularly. Let them know you haven't forgotten them. A simple message like, "I'm thinking of you. Are you okay?" can make all the difference. Conclusion. There is life after abuse, and you deserve it. If you have watched this far, please remember this above all. Abuse is real. It's painful. It's destructive. But abuse does not have the final word over your life. You're not what happened to you. You are not too broken to heal. You are not weak for surviving. You are brave, and you are worthy of peace, dignity, love, and freedom. This guide may end here, but your story doesn't end with abuse. Your story of healing, growth, rebuilding, and flourishing is only beginning. Why this guide is more than information. Because it was made from experiences. Because it's not theoretical. Because someone has walked those dark paths and came out alive. If you're watching this and something inside you resonates, trembling, hurting, remembering, then you're not alone. If you feel small, powerless, invisible, then know this. You have value beyond measure. Healing does not mean forgetting. Healing means reclaiming. Healing means rediscovering who you are, not who someone told you to be. Healing means living free. A word for survivors who are afraid to start. You may say to yourself, "I don't have a strength. What if I fail? What if I'm judged? What if they find me and hurt me more?" Many have survived before you, and many will survive after you, because you dared to believe there was something better than pain. You don't need to be perfectly ready. You just need to be ready enough to take a step. Maybe it's small, reaching out to a friend, writing down your thoughts, calling a support line, packing a small bag, hiding documents, praying. Maybe that step looks tiny, but for someone living under the weight of control and silence, it is a giant leap. A word for friends, family, churches, and communities. To those who may watch this and realize someone close to them is hurting, thank you. Thank you for caring. Thank you for refusing to believe the lies. Thank you for not turning away, because your kindness, your voice, your presence might be the lifeline they desperately need. You may not be able to heal their wounds, but you can help them believe healing is possible. When you see signs, don't look away. When someone whispers fear or doubt, don't silence them. When they call for help, don't delay. You could be part of their rescue. You could be part of their healing. Your next steps from pain to purpose. If you're watching to begin your journey, 1. Believe you deserve safety and dignity. 2. Name the abuse in your journal, on paper, or out loud. 3. Reach out to one person you trust. 4. Create a simple safety plan. 5. Take one step away from control, even if it's small. 6. Seek help, professional, spiritual, emotional. 7. Begin healing, one day, one moment, one breath at a time. Healing is rarely neat, but healing is always real when you refuse to give up. Final encouragement. If you're watching this and still hurting, know this. You're not alone. You're not powerless. You're not forgotten. Love is meant to be a safe place for you and for everyone. And even if your past was filled with fear and control, your future can be filled with freedom, love, peace, dignity, and respect. May you find strength. May you find light. May you find healing. And may you one day walk in the freedom you so richly deserve. To you who have experienced this and you have overcome, sharing your experience in the comments section of this video will go a long way in helping others. How it started, the point you started noticing, how you were able to cope, how you were helped, and how you were able to overcome. You may be saving a life. No one, either man or woman, deserve abuse. Everyone deserves a good life. And if what you have is the experience of others, please share how they survived or what made them fail. Please don't wait till you see someone leaving this world before regretting that you would have said something. It shall be well with you. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Like, comment, and share. God bless you real good.